Gonna get into it today. There will be many lessons. I hope you all have your notepad and take these lessons to heart. And this is going to be a good one. I promise you. I already did my requisite research. I came in ready to go because I'm aware that the average person is brain dead. And so I'm speaking to you in a way that's good for you, not good for me. Takes a lot of energy, you could imagine. Now, here's the thing. What I'm saying is not benefiting me. It's benefiting you. So pay attention, for there are many, many lessons. We're going to do some psychological analysis. And as we go through this, I actually encourage you to reflect on yourself as well, because there are certainly things that we can learn from this conversation. Welcome. Welcome to the intelligent world. I tricked you to get you here, stupid, but you guys are here to learn.
Software engineer extraordinaire, aerospace engineer, utter mastermind. I wanted to bring Seth on because there was a time that I had a live session and I was explaining the fraudulent nature of Stephen Bonnell, also known as Destiny the Gamer. And I had showed him basically saying that NFTs were a scam. Then he turns around and starts selling NFTs to his fans.
Every single person on the internet, okay, that is pushing NFTs is just trying to find a bigger sucker. That's it. That's all it is. Every one of them.
You were just on camera stating that people should not get NFTs because it's a big scam. So Destiny just said NFTs are a scam. It's a Ponzi scheme. It's a pyramid scheme. We're trying to find a bigger sucker. It's a scam. NFTs are a scam. So that's what he said. Now look at the same guy, Destiny. Here we go. Let's hear what he says now when he can make a buck off of it.
Idea behind this is you can basically buy and sell, or you can buy and sell like Twitch clips, and you get an NFT that you can autograph by the streamer who the clip is of. Oh my God. Did you know that? And 10% of the revenue goes to the streamer. Okay.
10% of the revenue goes to the streamer.
There are some legendary Twitch clips out there. Okay. Legendary Twitch clips out there.
And he just self-proclaimed that he has legendary Twitch clips. So now let me summarize my answer to your question. Your question was, based on your experience, what should you not be able to give advice about? Based on your experience, we just observed you state out of your mouth that NFTs are a scam. Then we looked at a separate video clip where you realized that you could make money off of NFTs. So what did you do? You started scamming. And who just started scamming? Your own fan base. So clip one, you're saying NFTs are a scam. Clip two, you're selling NFTs. Based on your experience being a person who says don't do it, but then you do it because you can make money, you're someone who has no integrity.
And the true nature of a dishonest person, I call him a scammer, show the evidence, and then he just says, well, you're a scammer. I was like, how's that? And he says, you scammed your fans on an NFT. I was like, no, actually, I had a whole conference. Seth was there as the lead, the technical lead.
I'm never telling you guys what I'm guessing. I'm telling you what I know.
And we taught folks how to create crypto, how to create NFTs from scratch.
We're going to go through tech, specifically NFTs. How do you create your own NFT? I hope you find this to be as eye-opening as I do, knowing that a lot of these things you hear about, you can create yourself in one day.
Nick sent a super chat. He said, having personally attended the conference when the topic of NFTs was explained, Marquett is everything he says he is and more. Because of that conference, I just completed my first tech certification. Can't thank you enough.
I appreciate that, Nick. Shout out. Appreciate that. And this is just pure silliness. Like, we all know that you could do a simple Google search of my name and see technologies I've created. It's just silliness when someone does stuff like that. I'm not going to play those kind of games. It's childish. It just is the clear case of someone trying their best to distract from what the actual topic is, because they know that they're going to be exposed. And that's why even from the very beginning, when we were talking about his education, he didn't want to talk about it. I get that. It's embarrassing, especially if you've kind of built your whole self-image on lies. So I want you guys to think about that. And if anyone has an objection, please feel free to come on and I'll engage you. But you're not a seeker, right? It's extraordinary how every time you guys see me invite somebody on, they come on and they always look stupid. You never saw one person come on and just really have some good information. I'm not talking about guests. I'm talking about random imbeciles from the ether, like the random imbeciles for out
out in internet land who were like watching, like, like, I bet I'm smarter than that guy. And then they come on and look like fools.
And so I want to bring on Seth to have a discussion about that. Also, for everyone watching, if you are one of the haters and you are convinced that I've scammed in some way, you can send in your $50 and we will let you come on and explain the scam. Like, we'd love to hear the evidence of the scam. We're all ears. Seth, I'm going to go ahead and yield the floor to you to introduce yourself, and then we'll have the conversation.
Sure. Hey, I'm in St. Louis, Missouri. Me and Marquett met in an accelerator for startups in Springfield, Missouri, called the Factory. Actually, sporting the shirt still. But we became pretty good friends while we were there. And one day he reached out and said, "Hey, I'm hosting a conference." And he's like, "Would you like to speak? What would you speak on?" And I said, I'm really into crypto right now. I'm learning all of the CLI, the command line interface to generate a wallet and then generate your own coin. And then once you have your own coin or token, you can generate NFTs on top of them. This was like right at the hype of all of that when Solana was at like $300 a token or a coin. Since then, it's dropped off dramatically, but every once in a while, like I think Bitcoin's at like a 52-week high right now. So crypto is still kind of there. It's not as big as it was when we did the conference, but I think it's still pretty big. As far as previous experience, I'm a software engineer at a lot of different companies. Worked in Fortune 500. I worked at Fortune 1, which is Walmart. I went to engineering school at Missouri S&T. Can do rockets, can do all that kind of stuff. So super confident in my technical capabilities, and I was able to come to the conference and teach a lot of people about it. And I'm sure if you bought the PowerPoint afterward, it had exact instructions on how you could set up your own coin. I had some consultations with some people afterward that are setting up their own gig. And some of the people that I had consultations with have gone on to make hundreds of thousands of dollars more than they were when I met them. So super proud of the stuff that we're doing here. Peace of the Saints. Love it that I'm able to say all this to you guys.
I think it's hilarious that you just happen to be in a place called St. Louis. It's a beautiful thing. And one thing that I want to note to you is the man said, "I can build rockets." God damn it. The man can build rockets. Just in case that slipped by you, you're dealing with a bona fide genius here. Yeah, his IQ is higher than all of ours added together. So have some damn respect.
Well, I just thought it was funny that I watched that Destiny clip and they were like making fun of you for saying that we built this wallet and everything in the CLI. They were saying, "Oh, I got my command line up. How am I supposed to do this?" I was like, it's literally right there. Read the instructions. Like, what are you trying to make us stupid? Like, that's exactly how you do it. You can either put it on a USB drive, you can put it on your hard drive, you can, there's like cloud wallets you can put it in, but all this stuff can be accessed through a CLI for whatever blockchain you're working on. So it's ridiculous that these guys are coming on and saying, making fun of you for saying that, yeah, we did this through the CLI. You guys saw it. It was in the terminals, all that stuff. So they're just defrauding you. It sucks. It's a total shame.
And the funny thing, Seth, is that we're in an era now where you can have some dumb kid whose life is based on playing video games. He has no formal education. He doesn't even have informal education. He's not been through a boot camp of any sort, has no software pedigree whatsoever, has no startup background, has no business background. And then him and a multitude of imbeciles can come on and try to make fun of someone who's intellectually superior to them.
You literally said NFTs are a scam and then turned around and started selling NFTs. Can you explain how that makes sense?
I can't talk to you unless I know that you know what you're talking about. I don't know if you know what an NFT is.
Please stop it. You sound foolish. The level at which I could explain an NFT is not going to help anyone who's onlooking. It's not going to be relevant at all. And it has no relevance to the actual question because the question is simple. And here's the thing to help you out, my dear boy. If you remove NFT and we say cell phones, and I said, you went on a stream and you said cell phones are a scheme. They're a scam. Don't buy these cell phones. It's a Ponzi scheme. Don't buy cell phones. Then on the next stream, here you are talking about, hey, so I got this cell phone I'm selling. And I get 10% of every cell phone that you buy. So you should get it. There's no relevance of saying, Marquett, what's a cell phone? That's irrelevant. Do you see how, did I help you out with that?
And the strange thing is, like, I wondered, Seth, I was like, do the people watching know that these guys are lying and making up stuff, or are they also being fooled? You know what I'm saying?
And there's also video footage. That's why it's a waste of my time. It's a petty insult. You can literally watch video footage. You'll purchase conference for footage and you'll literally see us going through creating. And this is how I know, like, people who are asking the question, like, the true issue you should ask yourself is, like, why would the guy say that it's a fraud and then start selling them to you? This guy,
were you gonna tell me what an NFT is?
This guy's angry. Now listen, because right now you're angry and now you're trying to distract. This is very petty. Oh, he's mad. He's mad. Does any of his followers want to get on and tell me how this is the rational great debater? That's the question that he didn't want to answer. You have to ask yourself, if someone's in a debate or they're in an interview or a conversation, why don't they want to answer the questions? Why they start playing piano? They're trying to run. They're trying to evade. They're trying to escape. They're trying to distract.
So that's the simplest way to break apart liars. You let them talk long enough, it always falls apart.
Like, you're friend, you're making up a story right now. I don't believe you. This is nonsense. Anyway.
But don't lie to us like we're stupid. Come on now. That's number one.
When I hear people make up stuff like that, it just makes me want to, like, put my footrest up. That's what it makes me want to do. I'm trying to refrain from that, though. Hashtag broke boy.
Look at people just making up stuff in the comments. It's ridiculous. By the way, if you think you're smarter than me or you're more knowledgeable, I would like to learn from you. Please send in your $15 with your email address and I will send you a link. And we can talk about economics, macro, micro. We can talk about geopolitics, history, whatever you like. But anyways, don't make up things in the comments, please. You're misguiding people with your own ignorance. Anyways.
But people have such a lack of self-awareness. It's like, dude, you're a random person on the internet I've never heard of. You're making a claim that is completely unbelievable. You don't have your true name. You don't have your photo. Have some self-awareness. You look dumb when you don't have self-awareness. You might not be dumb, but you look dumb. And your goal in life should be to look good. You know, looking good is a critical part of success, I tell you. In fact, it's a critical part of feeling good. You want to look good.
So that's one thing you can take to the bank about me. Now, this guy I'm not familiar with, but my understanding is that he exposes crypto scammers and all of these kinds of things. If you've watched me for some time, you know I've spoken many times. I've said crypto is a scam. NFTs are a scam. Don't buy them. Stay away from it. It's nonsense. I'm in the tech business. I've heard of this stuff for a long time. You're too late. You're not going to win. You got to be an insider. Don't do it. And then I did a conference and I said, let me show you how you create NFTs, how you create cryptocurrency. We're going to create it from scratch. And I had my engineer come, who, mind you, works full time for a Fortune 1 company. Yes, indeed. One of the biggest corporations ever. So a real impressive guy. But anyways, then once the devils started to realize that I don't condone their filthy ways, their use of drugs, their sexual perversion, males laying with males, all that disgusting stuff, them sending their wives out as high-tech whores, they started to try to attack me. Why? Because I represent everything that is opposite of them: goodness, honesty, integrity, masculinity. And they tried to accuse me of doing what they do. And they've tried to propagate lies. And because my reputation is so good, people can only use lies. So I actually reached out to this guy. He has I think nearly 1 million followers, and he's very well known for exposing crypto scams. I reached out to him on DM on IG, and I think he'll probably reply because I have more IG followers than him. So I guess he'll assume, like, okay, this is a legit account. And I said, hey, I was accused of doing a crypto scam by certain persons. Would you mind if I just open up everything to you and we go through and you can be a third party and say, like, hey, this guy has done a scam or not, just so we can have someone honest weigh in on it. And that's the level of integrity and openness and honesty I have, because I know for sure there is no wrongdoing. And I don't even know if you could scarcely call anything a rug pull when there was no rug to pull, when, you know, it's just silliness. I also put a link in the description of this video for anyone who would want to check the backstory, because I had my engineer come on live. Mind you, if you guys ever ran a business with technologists, engineers, software developers, etc., they're not really talking personalities. They're not big social personalities. But he came on live and we said, hey, anyone who ever thought Marquett hasn't founded multiple great tech businesses, you think he's done anything ill in the tech arena, crypto, NFTs, anything like that? Come on. Seth has known me for years. We've done multiple companies together in the hardware space, in the software space. We've created crypto. We hosted conferences together. We've done a bunch of things. This dude has an aerospace engineering degree, first-rate brains. He knows his stuff. Come on and ask him any questions. Come on and ask me any questions. Ask about anything that you're curious about. How many people showed up to ask questions? We listed it a week in advance. How many people showed up? 0 people. Why? Because they know that it's all lies. No one on the internet ever does that. Come on now.
Only the foolish among you will be fooled. Huh? That makes sense, right? Only the foolish among you will be fooled. Children, women, and dimwits will be fooled. You know, women are lovely creatures. They're understanding. They believe in inclusion. They tend to be nice at the wrong time sometimes. Saddens me to see good people be fooled. Most of the times that you get fooled, you are fooled by yourself. I talk to you because I have something to teach. Many come here to teach, but how many of them are actually teachers? My actual training, I was professionally trained as a teacher. And I've taught at the elementary level, the middle school level, the high school level, and the university level, and the graduate school level in a paid capacity. It's different. Come on now. They're here to make $1. I'm here to make a difference. Understand. And not all of you will. I speak to the leadership class. I don't speak to the dimwits. They'll never get it.
Like I said, it's kind of ridiculous the stuff they were throwing at you for no reason.
You know, Seth, one thing I also want to mention to everyone, and that was an excellent introduction, by the way. Seth and I also have worked on a couple products together. Actually, like one of them we had did in someone that just reminded me in the live chat. You might not even remember this. We had did a session on how to create a business in 3 hours. Do you remember that one?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so Seth and I got on a session similar to this one right here and basically said, okay, let's create a startup from scratch right now. We want a full product. We want to design the front end. We want a proper business model, get a revenue model together, slap up a website, and make this thing go live, put it on the marketplace. We ended up calling it Subscription Splitter. And that was a technology that allowed you to split the cost of certain subscription-based products like Netflix, for example. So you could, basically be a part of someone's Netflix family plan, and did this many years ago. Also, we worked on another product together called MyKey, which, similar to Fletch, was a software and hardware play that was doing some good numbers on that. And so you want to tell the guys a little bit about MyKey?
For sure. So it's like a Bluetooth keychain, kind of like Tile if you knew Tile. So this was like before Tile was really big, right? Like we were still breaking into the marketplace. So we kind of were like competing with them. So it's basically a Bluetooth keychain. We got the hardware that you could actually attach to keys or your dog or whatever you wanted to track. And then there was a phone app that you could use to connect Bluetooth to it. And so as long as you were like within its radius, which was like 60 feet or whatever, you could ping it with your app. So like if your phones were like, or your keys were left under a blanket or a pillow or something like that, you couldn't find them, you could ring it with your phone. And so you could hear the sound and then figure out where it was. It would also like via your phone, lock a GPS coordinate there. So the last time that you left it somewhere, it would know via GPS and place it on Google Maps for you. So as long as it hasn't moved since you were in that area, it would still be locked on that icon. And yeah, it was actually a global product, so people were buying it, outside the US as well. So super successful product. Just when Tile got bigger than us, it was just kind of not as worth it to keep going with it. But it was super fun. And like so the new thing is like AirTags, right? So that's even like that'll actually Bluetooth to something else, which will Bluetooth to something else. You can have like a chain reaction going. So potentially there might be a MyKey V2 coming out.
Right. And one thing I want to highlight to you guys, and I always talk about health, wealth, relationships. Relationships are critical, and I always talk about be good to good people. So be around good people who are productive, honest. And we formed that relationship there in Missouri where we were both working out of the same office and we're able to create businesses, and we've seen one another flourish since then. Honestly, Seth, when I look at my side and your side, it's just such a blessing to and you guys might not be able to tell right now, but for example, you see those beautiful windows in the background. Seth has a nice, big, huge, beautiful home, and he's still a very young man. Beautiful wife. Congratulations. Seth has gotten married since, recently, since we were in Missouri. And, to see him flourish makes me really happy. And I feel like I was a part of that. He's been a part of my story. I've been a part of his story. And that's the key to relationships and good people. You're always going to end up going this way. So it's been really cool to work on businesses with Seth, and we've never had any worries or problems because we're both honest people, and you don't have to think a guy like Seth is ever going to cheat you because he doesn't have any need for money. He's doing very well financially, and so a lot of the things we do it's a labor of love. It's fun. It's like, hey, this is some cool stuff. Let's go ahead and rock out.
Oh, 100% agree. We boost each other up, and then we also check each other when you need that extra check. So everything's appreciated.
Yes, indeed.
We just have to be real with the reality of human beings that we're dealing with. I'm not talking to you about how the world should be. I'm talking about how the world is.
God damn.
This is why, everybody ain't gonna love what I gotta say, because I'm just giving you the facts. I notice with human beings, you hate the truth. You hate the truth. People say the truth will set you free. It'll also embarrass you, get you mad, and put you in denial. Don't forget about that part.
Because the truth is, for you to have access to someone like Seth, you'd have to be someone like me. And so if you don't have a significant technical background, if you haven't run tech startups, you're not going to meet someone like Seth. Did you say you worked at Fortune 1? Can you explain to someone what Fortune 1 is?
Sure. So Fortune 500 is made up of all the companies making the most revenue in the world, right? So obviously,
in the world, I'm just going to echo. Go ahead.
So, Walmart has the most revenue coming in. So I'm not sure if they're as profitable, right? Because they have the brick and mortar stuff to work on. So Fortune 500 isn't based off profit. In that case, it's probably like Amazon, right? Because they don't have brick and mortar. But so both Walmart and Amazon are up there. These are usually in the stock market, right? They're the stocks that are driving the majority of the S&P 500 and other indexes like that as well, just because they're generating the most revenue. So did I answer your question?
Yeah, and I'm just going to re-break it down in layman's terms. Yes, he's saying the wealthiest corporation on the planet Earth is where he worked. The number one on the entire planet Earth. They don't hire people who are not elite. So will you meet someone like him just walking around or even at your local university? Nah, hell nah. Nah, you're not going to. So when you can get some time from someone like that, it's going to accelerate your life because his experience and perspective is truly unique and seasoned. And as he said, one of the gentlemen who did a consultation with him is making six figures now, significant six figures. Sometimes people like to use that term. They're talking about entry six figures, like 100K. There's levels to things, right? There's 100K all the way up to 900K if you can do math. So anyways, there's that. We do have the conference, which you can get at the SASN.com/products. I also, Seth, I don't even know if you know this, I have a course, and I'm going to be doing a live session for this one upcoming soon because we just finally made some progress because we were getting jammed up by Amazon Web Services. I have a course called How to Create and Monetize Your Own App. And the reason I did that course, because you've been in the business and we've both had some success and some challenges in the software business, and the revenue model to me is the heart of the challenge. Anyone can build an app, but selling an app is a different story. So for the right, you want to talk about that?
Oh, 100%. So that was my biggest problem is I come from this engineering background. I was like, it's always a, if you build it, they will come sort of thing. And it's just false. I had so many people, even after we did our accelerator stuff, tell me, hey, if you go build this app for me, I'm going to be able to sell it to everyone where it's going to be super big. And so you won't get anything right now, but once we start making money, you'll be in for it. And they promise you that kind of stuff, and then you build it for them, and then they try to go sell it and they fall flat on their face. You're like, oh, I just wasted some time. So when you go into those type of projects, you have to be like willing to just like do it for the learning and do it for the the fun of it. So make sure you're interested in whatever you're going into. But yeah, it's hard to trust anyone now when they come up and say, I got this great idea, just go build it for me and then I'll sell it, because that sometimes you just fall flat on your face. And I think it's important, those marketing skills and stuff they don't teach in tech school, and it's good to all those entrepreneurship. And so the only places you can really get them are from people who are actually doing it, like Marquett. So it's a great person to talk to for that.
I'm gonna just stop right there. Okay, there we go. And do know that anytime you support this work, it goes straight back to folks like you. We have a number of folks who have been fans and members over time and are now on payroll. And most of the times we don't cover payroll each day, but this money goes straight back to folks like you. When you buy my products, or rather when you shop at my websites, you're generally buying products from people just like you who took a consultation. They learned product-based business. They now have a product that I'm supporting and marketing, and the money goes straight back to the audience. I don't think you can see that anywhere else on YouTube, where someone is really actually putting the money back in the pockets of members, and more importantly, teaching them product-based business, not get-rich-quick schemes, not nonsense with cryptocurrency and NFTs and fake investments, but creating real products that will add value and can sustain you over a lifetime through actual business. Let a man get a thrill from risks that are going to pay dividends over the long term. You hear me? You jump out of a plane, 5 minutes later, what do you have? 5 hours later, what do you have? So please pay attention. The ism is deep, apparently. They ain't getting it. Now, as soon as I get into the entertainment space, which is what YouTube is, I find that you're exposed to average people. Running tech businesses, you're not exposed to average people. You're dealing with investors who are high net worth individuals. You're dealing with technologists who are highly diligent or sophisticated or intelligent. And you're dealing with a couple folks on the business side who are already established, no amateurs. So you're not dealing with the general public. You're dealing with upper crust society. When you get into the entertainment industry, there's something called a fan, right? You're dealing with strangers, people who are imbeciles, and you're exposed to gen pop. And as a result, you hear a multitude of idiotic things, and you're also, for the first time, exposed to haters and hatred. And it's frankly quite astounding. I kid you not. I think maybe 20% of my Instagram following are utter psychopaths who truly hate me, whether for who I am individually or just because of the demographic I belong to. In both cases, this is wickedness on display.
And, the funny thing is a lot of these YouTubers and influencers, they're lying. They're lying and they're broke. Just look at their thumbnails over the past 4 months, and then look at my thumbnails over the past 4 months, like where I'm actually at. They don't have it like they say they have it. Trust me. If they did, they'd be on the scene like a sex machine. You did. I'm really out here. During the pandemic, we went to Brazil on 2 separate trips. We went to Colombia on 2 separate trips. We went to Mexico City getting mariachi suits made. We went on 5 separate international trips during the pandemic in 1 year. Most people don't go on 5 international trips in a lifetime. It's sad but true. And I share it with you not to be boastful, but so that you know it can be done. So that you know you just gotta want it. Oh, it can be done.
The level of integrity that I've exercised over half a decade in this YouTube game now has really been remarkable. Those of you who have followed me for a long time, you guys would remember a lot of things I've done have been on pre-order. When I came out with the brown backpack briefcase, you can still get a couple of the black ones. The brown ones are completely sold out. Go to mdblabel.com. You can get a black backpack briefcase, beautiful, soft leather, very upscale. When I did the brown ones, we did them on pre-order. We pre-sold about $18,000 worth. When I do my conferences, we sell them on pre-order, always pre-sell about $10,000 worth. When we do our international trips, we do it on pre-sale about $30,000 worth. I probably could have taken all of those pre-sales and just taken the money and dipped. You hear me? Like, I don't even need to do a crypto or any kind of scam like that. I just take the pre-order money and dip and not deliver anything. So the level of integrity that has been exercised for over half a year is unparalleled. You never find one person that says, hey, this guy lied. Hey, this guy cheated. Hey, this guy stole. I don't believe in that. I'm staunchly against that. And more importantly, I'm all about loyalty. Like, for example, we got 30 rooms in this particular resort. And I really got to tell this story real quick, if you guys would bear with me. And this is how much I love my guys. And we have men who are really honorable men. They were in the breakfast restaurant, and some white European woman walks up to them and says, hey, you guys need to be quiet. This is not the staff, mind you. This is just a patron. Hey, you guys need to be quiet. And so one of my guys goes up to her, is like, no, like, who are you? Like, you're sitting way over there. Like, go do what you do. Like, don't bother us. And then she starts babbling. The husband starts babbling. He says, shut the F up. And you tell your BITCH to shut up. And then so basically the manager of the hotel reaches out to me on WhatsApp. He says, hey, like there's an issue at breakfast and, this and this happens. Here's the footage. And I replied to him. I said, hey, my guys are all upstanding, successful men. And that woman walked up to bother him. Now, mind you, I wasn't there. I was handling business. I says, that woman walked up and started an issue. So you, number one, need to go address her. And number two, I tell you what, we have a couple days remaining. You go ahead and tally up what you owe me, and we'll check out today. I will check every room out, all 30, check us out today, and run me my money in US dollars in cash, and we're gone, little buddy. And he said, oh, no, that's not necessary. I apologize. I'm going to go talk to her. And, don't worry about it. I was like, okay, well, let me let you know in case this comes up again. Anything that my guys do while they're here, I fully support them. We don't start trouble. But if someone brings it to us, we will finish it. Okay? So let that be known. And that was the fact. Basically, some South African white woman, and the South Africans are the most racist whites you'll ever find. She walked up to a diverse group of people, Latinos, Asians, whites, blacks, and, oh, you guys need to be quiet. You don't work here. Go sit your dumb asshole down over there and enjoy your breakfast, shorty. But these devils, they want to insert themselves into your life. They want to control you. That's what devils do. They can't just be happy unto themselves because they're not happy. They're not happy people. They have to try to control you. That's where they get their joy, out of doing evil, dominating, controlling, colonizing, enslaving. They still have this mentality. They're devils. Huh? So, yeah, I'm glad he did what he did. I fully sign off on people going hard at devils. And I told bro, like, we don't give a shit about you or your hotel. Give us our money back and we'll dip. He didn't want to do that. He'd rather us stay, because 30 people staying here for a week is a lot of money. And the thing I didn't get around to letting him know is like, hey, they're just two devils. If we complain 30 individuals separately to this company, is going to be a problem. And that's why I always tell people, the Saints, we travel in tribes. You heard me? We travel in tribes, and might makes right. So that's why I let bro know, like, whatever you ever think the issue is with ours, you come to me, I'm telling you that I'm riding for my guys 1,000%. Whatever they did, I'm with it. I support it and I sign off on it. Just so you know, before you reach out to me, I sign off on it. And if you didn't have a father like that, if you didn't have a mother like that, my heart goes out to you. I had a homie, Crazy Rob. He had a mom like that, but Crazy Rob was actually doing like bad things. You heard me? Like, bro was really thugging. But if you're a good person, you're a righteous person, you deserve to be supported and you deserve to be able to defend yourself. And I will always ride for your ability and your right to defend yourself. And I shout out to the Saints for keeping it trill in that situation. You heard me? She lucky ain't nobody spit in her face. And shout out to the Saints, because when he walked up on her, all the Saints pulled up right behind him to let them know, like, yes, it's not necessary, but we're all here and we will always all be here. There will always be a lot of us, so don't play with us.
This is why people have a problem with Marquett Davon Burton, because I can't sit here and listen to somebody go through this nonsense without being like, hold on 1 second. You're dumb. Hold on. You're dumb. Like, and truth be told, we're in that era where it's like,
Man, desperate times call for desperate measures. We have too many dimwits having a lot of kids. We need to balance this out. We have a society where it's not survival of the fittest, it's survival of the weakest. You heard me?
I got a lot of bars saved up. I got a lot of bars.
People who listen to me, these are high IQ, high earning people. Believe that. I wanted to help the kids and teach them that there is a way to make it in this land of opportunity. I went and became a teacher because that's how I rose up through education. That's my problem. I can't help it. I'm driven by my principles to a fault. Because the truth is, there ain't many like me. The people who are as smart as I am don't care to talk to you, and they don't care about you. They're part of something called the intelligentsia. Why don't they care to talk to you or teach you anything? Because they're already financially well off. There's no incentive for them to rock the boat or change the system because they benefit within the existing system. And I'm strongly driven by morals and principles because that's what I was raised on. But anybody else that's driving a six-figure car and lives in $1 million house and has a lot of money, they're not going to try to change the system or help you out. So appreciate me while I'm here.
Yeah, I mean, here's the funny thing is I'm the only YouTuber you can find on a regular basis over the years that you could see me with all of the people that follow me. You heard me? And you guys can attest, I've never one time did a meet and greet. I've never one time said, hey, pay $500 just to meet me. I never just did a meet and greet. If you show up to spend time with the big homie, it's because we're in your section and you didn't pay anything to meet up with me. I went to an event with your section. When I was down in Florida last time, I took the Saints at no cost with me to Fresh and Fit just to introduce them because I know they like their content. You see me doing a conference, giving you education and game. You might see me working out with the Saints, but I don't do clown stuff like, oh, meet and greet. Here's $500 just to meet me. Nah, that's out, man. I'm really outside with it. And it's love when I see my people. So I'm the only one building. I'm the only one creating genuine content.
And my wish is for all of you to live prosperous, happy, meaningful lives. Those who are wise will always be able to see what I'm doing. Because if you can't watch 4 of my videos and not see what I'm about. You can't watch 4 of my videos and not see that there's something deeper here. And more importantly, you can't be among the saints and not see that we have something strong and powerful, and it only gets stronger. Saints, it has been truly a pleasure to be here fellowshipping with you. I tell you, I could have done a lot of things tonight, and I'm so happy that I did this and had this time to spend with you. It's been an honor. I thank you to all of you who share the ism with people because it is truly life-changing. A woman reached out recently, a gentleman that shared the ism with her, and I think that it's always a blessing to people. So let us spread this way because we are facing huge levels of evil dominating around the earth. Ladies and saints, let us end this with our tradition, the creed of the SASN. Repeat after me with full conviction, knowing this is true of you. The creed of the SASN. I am going to be who I truly am. Because I am remarkable. And I'm going to strive every moment to show the greatest part. To show the greatest part. To show the greatest part of who I am. Until next time.